Tonight, when you look up at the stars, you are not looking at the present. You are looking into the past. The light hitting your eyes left some of those stars thousands of years ago, before the pyramids were built. Some of the stars you can see right now are already dead. They collapsed long ago, but their light is still traveling across the void, and it will keep arriving for centuries after they are gone. The further you look into space, the further you look back in time. The most distant light we can see has been traveling for over 13 billion years. The night sky is not a photograph of the universe. It is an echo of what it used to be. 40 light years from Earth, there's a world that should not exist. Its name is 55 Cancri E, and roughly a third of it may be pure crystallized carbon. In other words, a planet that is partly made of diamond. It is twice the size of Earth and 8 times heavier, and it orbits its star so closely that a single year there lasts only 18 hours. The surface temperature reaches over 2,000 degrees. If you could somehow stand on it and survive, the ground beneath your feet could be worth more than every economy on Earth combined. It is a reminder that the universe builds treasures we will almost certainly never touch. 600 light years away orbits a deep blue planet called HD 189733b. From a distance it looks almost peaceful, almost like Earth. But that blue color is a lie. The atmosphere is filled with tiny particles of silicate, the same material that makes up glass. It does not rain water there. It rains molten glass. Worse still, the winds blow at over 5,000 miles per hour, 7 times the speed of sound. So the glass does not fall gently. It flies sideways, slicing through the air in storms that never end. It may be the most beautiful and most terrifying weather report in the entire galaxy. Our sun feels impossibly large. You could fit over 1 million Earths inside it. But the sun is a small star. Consider UY Scuti, a red supergiant so vast that if you placed it where our sun is, its surface would swallow Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, and reach out toward Jupiter. If you try to walk around it at a steady pace, it would take you almost 3,000 years. And if you could fly around it in a passenger jet, the trip would take centuries. Yet even this giant is just a speck against the scale of the galaxy. The universe does not care about our sense of big. It always has something larger. Near the center of our galaxy floats an enormous cloud of gas and dust called Sagittarius B2. Hidden inside it, astronomers have detected something strange. The cloud contains vast amounts of alcohol. Not the kind you want to drink, but billions upon billions of liters of it, drifting in the cold dark between stars. If you could somehow collect it, there would be enough to supply every person on Earth for billions of years. It is a quiet reminder that the ingredients of life and of chemistry itself are scattered everywhere in the cosmos, floating in clouds larger than entire solar systems. When a massive star dies, it can collapse into something almost impossible to imagine, a neutron star. It takes the mass of an entire sun and crushes it into a sphere the size of a city. The result is the densest object in the universe outside of a black hole. A single teaspoon of neutron star material would weigh around 1 billion tons. That is heavier than every human on the planet combined, balanced on a spoon. These stars also spin some hundreds of times per second, sweeping beams of radiation across the galaxy like a cosmic lighthouse. They are the ghosts left behind when giants die. In a constellation of Boötes, there is a region of space so empty it is hard to comprehend. It is called the Boötes Void, a bubble nearly 330 million light years across, containing almost nothing. In a patch of universe that should hold thousands of galaxies, there are only a few dozen. If our own Milky Way were inside it, we would not have discovered other galaxies until very recently in our history. We might have believed we were utterly alone. It is the closest thing the universe has to true emptiness, a silent ocean of nothing, stretching beyond imagination. Saturn is the second largest planet in our solar system, a giant ringed world wide enough to fit 9 Earths across its face. But it hides a strange secret. Saturn is made mostly of hydrogen and helium, the lightest elements in existence. It is so light, in fact, that its average density is less than the density of water, which means if you could find an ocean large enough, Saturn would float in it. A planet over 700 times the volume of Earth, bobbing on the surface like a beach ball. Of course, no such ocean exists. But the image alone tells you how little we truly understand about what worlds are made of. On the distant ice giants Neptune and Uranus, the pressure deep below the clouds is almost beyond belief. Scientists believe that this pressure squeezes carbon so hard that it transforms deep inside the planet into solid diamond. These diamonds then fall, like hail, sinking slowly through thousands of miles of dense atmosphere toward the core. Somewhere down there, it may be raining precious stones endlessly for billions of years. Entire storms of diamonds, falling in the dark, on worlds no human will ever visit. The universe is hiding fortunes in places we can barely even see. Here is the strangest fact of all, and it is about you. The iron in your blood, the calcium in your bones, the oxygen you're breathing right now, none of it was made on Earth. These elements were forged in the hearts of ancient stars and scattered across space when those stars exploded as supernovae. Every atom in your body was once part of something that burned in the sky. You're not separate from the universe, watching it from the outside. You are the universe, briefly arranged into a person, looking back at itself and wondering how any of this is possible. Thanks for watching. The cosmos has more stories. Stay curious.